What is that hammer called? This is bugging me now. I have to check this once we get into game. For some reason, the name of the sword is really easy for me to remember, and the hammer is just like, shit, what they call that thing? Sunder, right? So, this is where we got Keening. It was right there. It does kill you, as does Sunder, if you don't have Wraithguard equipped. So I've equipped Wraithguard, which means I've had to dump my other right glove, right glove with a V. So there it is on the ground. The Fist of Randagulf right gauntlet. Found that like behind a boulder in a dungeon. It's kind of cool. We have confirmed that both of these are... Oh shit, my strength has been damaged. When did that happen? Do I have restore strength potions? I believe I did buy some of those. Yes, I did buy one. I'm gonna save that in case my strength gets dumped on even harder. But strength is down. That's not good. Yeah, I mean, I think a normal person's playthrough of Morrowind, like if they are like into doing all the side quests and stuff like that, that would be quite long. You know, I've done like a grand total of maybe 3 quests that weren't part of the main story. I think 3. I had to go find the ingredients for the Mages Guild, and I did 2 for the Warriors Guild, and that's it. So obviously, like, LOL, but I don't feel too bad about it. I don't feel bad about what I've done. So I gotta get out of here. I believe the exit is just right here. The hell is that? Darth Jar Jar? Why? Why, though? Has that been there for months? I have never seen anyone post that. That's new to me. Oh, I'm getting blasted by somebody. Yeah. We've got a... We've got a fella here. Alright, he didn't really touch my stats. I kind of figured he probably was doing that, but he wasn't. I gotta go to Dagoth Ur on this map. And this area is kind of annoying and mountainous, so I'm just gonna try to fly there. Well, we'll get to that in the review, right? Will I miss Morrowind? Spoiler for the review, I have enjoyed my time with the game. But we'll have to get to that in detail. I forget where I got these pants from, but they've really been hard carrying the playthrough. It's good to have magic pants. I bet this is the door. No. I thought this was gonna be the door. We're like there though. It's here somewhere. Cause look, there's the end. There's just like a volcano. No door though. Didn't know. So Caius gave me The black shirt and black pants and the ring. I don't think Caius gave me these pants, though. Oh, the door is there. Wait, where? The door is in there. Hang on. Yeah, the door is going to be behind this thing, but I gotta find... Last time there was one of these, I had to, like, find a mechanism to open it. Or... Actually, last time I found one of these, it just opened when it was, like, the correct time of day. So I might just have to rest until it's the right time of day. But, I don't think I was warned about this. I don't think I was warned about this. I'm not sure. I hope it's easy how you get in here. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe Vivek would have told me if I spoke to him more. I feel like it's sunrise. If it's the kind of thing where it opens at sunrise, then it should be open right now. It's 7 a.m. Maybe they wanted 6 a.m. or something. And I missed it. Oh, good. And now I've gotten myself stuck, actually. Hang on. Okay, there we go. No, there we don't go. Oh, hold on. Hold on, I'm clipping in. That's the door. We can just get a little bit closer somehow. No, I've just made things worse, haven't I? By hitting the pants. Oh. Hang on. Dude, we're like so close to just clipping through this. Come on. Let me in the door. I think I have to load a save. We're like properly in the middle of this dome. It's not gonna let me in. But it's also not gonna let me out. Yeah. I'm moving backwards towards the door. I'm getting nowhere. Okay, I'm free. Well, I'm free from the door, but I'm no closer to figuring out how to open this thing. There was one earlier in the game that required there was a little crank handle you used to open it. I feel like it would be really funny if the way you get into the final dungeon, like imagine Dagothar coming home and he just has to like crank the little handle to get the door open. Like that, surely not, right? It didn't tell me about how to get in here. This is just lava. This is nothing. Hello. I really don't think I was told anything about how to get through this door. Maybe it's in the plan to defeat Dagoth Ur. I don't think so, because I read this. Okay, to neutralize Dagoth Vemin and recover Sunder, yeah. Odroth's I got as well. Yeah. Part 5. Maybe we can scroll down to part 5. Has undergone extensive expansion. The location will need to be explored carefully. The known route to the Heart Chamber will be well defended. Alternative routes may exist. He will almost certainly personally oppose approach to the Heart Chamber. Yeah, but there's a door. The adoption of this phased campaign seems to offer the best chances for success. Yeah, nothing about doors here. Maybe if we wait till... What do you mean I can only rest on solid ground? This is looking pretty solid to me. It's 4 p.m. Maybe if we wait till, like... I don't know when the sun technically goes down, but we'll just check every hour to see if it ever... There's, like, a specific hour where it opens. Yeah, that's... I think I'm gonna have to look around a bit more for that. Yeah, no, this isn't gonna be like a opens at the right time of day door like that one from before. I guess I'll just start looking for a switch or an alternate doorway. Wait, is that it? No. It's just a thing. Definitely, if I could go faster, I think we could have gotten through the door. I'm gonna take fall damage. Yeah. We definitely could have gotten through the door. I gotta restore energy on my pants for this. This is a lot of flying. But I do technically have those, not even technically, I just do have, a few flying potions. Where are they? I have one flying potion. I'm just gonna hit that. I'm not seeing anything though. Have this guy completely bugging out. There's a statue of a dude. You know, all of the effects on screen are not helping with this as well. Like, I kind of can't see anything, which is part of the problem. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I just gotta rest a bunch to get the pants working again. I hope it's not something dumb, like the door to get in here, or the button to open the door to get in here is like very far from here. I'm starting to worry that it's just like, oh yeah, this is one of Dagothur's tricks. He put the doorknob like very far from the door. You gotta go really far away. I just go down the chimney, hit him with the Santa Claus technique. It's not marked on a map anywhere. Boarded up windows or something. Well, this sucks. What? What do they expect you to do here? Maybe it's like really down there by the lava. Not seeing it. Well, here, I just autosaved, so like, what if it's in the lava? No, the lava is just flat. It doesn't work like water. You can't dive into the lava. I'm starting to think that the button to open this door is actually nowhere near here. But I have no hint as to where it could be. Put me back in that door. We were so close. We were so close. Just put me back in. I'm loading my autosave. Ooh, I thought that item was gonna have charge. That was a big jump. I feel like it would just be on the path, you know? Like, this is the path. And it would just be... like, here. That's a rat. This rat will not open the door. This statue is just like a crappy statue. It's nothing. I feel like coming up here is just leaving. This isn't gonna be it. Like, this is how one would get in. It's not... not anything useful. Acrobatics up to 91, though. Speaking of things that aren't very useful. Wait, hold up. Steaming lava vent large? Why do these have names? Hold up, what? Steaming lava vent large? That's probably nothing. Unless I can, like, use it to get in, but I don't think so. Yeah, I feel like this is just... I don't know. I think I give up. Where's the button to get in here? Or what do I have to do to get in here? Yeah, they all have steaming lava vent large. A hand crank found on a pipe to the south of the entrance. It's literally just right here. It's literally just right there. Look, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see. Like, look, from this distance, you would not see that. You can kind of see it once you know it's there. But, like... I don't know, man. I guess that is kind of my fault. Yeah, especially if it's like nighttime out, it's a little bit more visible. It's just a tiny crank. Yeah, I need yellow paint for sure. Anyway, now we're going in. No, the brown on brown didn't
Come,
really...
Nerevar,
Ah,
friend or traitor, come. Come and look upon a
Nerevar,
heart
he
and
said
a
the
cruel
thing.
heart. And bring Wraithguard. I have need of it. Come to the Heart Chamber. I wait for you there, where we last met countless ages ago.
On my way, bro. Ready to renew our friendship. How did
Come to
SA2
me
go?
through
Pretty
fire
bad.
and war. I welcome.
Pretty bad, actually. There was a big SA2 race last night that I did practice for. And not only did I play like trash, but also in none of my practice did I record or stream anything. So during the race was when I hooked it up to OBS for the first time, and it like was lagging like crazy.
Welcome,
Which
Moon
I
and
should have
Star.
seen
I
coming.
have prepared a place for you.
I should have seen that coming because I have that problem with other games too, where like my PC is just trash or something. I don't know actually if he won. There was another legitimate SA2 speedrunner in there. Let me check. Let me check if he won that. Yeah, he did. He did win. Exclusive restore speed. I mean, don't mind if I do. Bargain potion of feather. What? I'll just take it. I'll just take everything. We got demon longbow. But yeah, so my point is, turns out the game lags like crazy when you when you window capture it. So not only did I play like trash, it probably still would have been good enough for a top-ish placement, but like top 15 is what matters. And I probably could have gotten top 15, but then the game lag made it so that I didn't. So that was very frustrating. Alright, now my strength has been trashed. Now we hit the strength potion.
Welcome, Nerevar. Together we shall speak for the law and the land and shall drive the mongrel dogs of the Empire from Morrowind.
Dude, these guys all trash your strength. That's kind of what I thought was gonna happen. I sort of expected this.
Welcome, Moon and Star.
Oh shit.
This place where destiny is made.
Dagother. It's him. After 30 hours. And he's just a dude. Do you any parting words, or would you prefer to skip the speeches and get to our business? You are the challenger here after all. So to you goes the courtesy of the first blow. Now that you have come to me here, there can be but one result. Many times I have considered offering to share this place with you. I considered offering to accept your oath of service. You might try to buy my trust by giving me Wraithguard, Keening, and Sunder. I thought we might once again be friends. But I have won this place in power by right of conquest. By right of daring and enterprise. Sky reads Ayn Rand. I will not risk it to cunning and deceit. I offer you no deals. If you are my enemy, I cannot trust you. And even if you are not my enemy, I cannot let you live. Okay. It'll all be decided here. Final questions. My first question is, are you really Nerevar Reborn? Yeah, I think so. That is bitter. The gods and fates are cruel. My second question is, if you win, what do you plan to do with the power from the heart? Will you make yourself a god and establish a thearchy? Or will you complete a Kulikon and dispute control of Tamriel with the Septims? Or will you share the heart with your followers, as I have? I don't have followers. Breed a new race of divine immortals. Well, I'm not completing a Kulikon. They've given me no reason to believe that. I think I have my own secret plan, which is to just destroy it. This power is not meant for mere mortals and stuff. If I had offered to let you join me, would you have done it? No. I would never join you. Thank you for your forthright response. And now, if you have any questions, ask them. Otherwise, you are the challenger. I await your first blow. Ask questions. What is your plan for the heart? I will continue to draw divine power from the heart and distribute it to my kin and followers. Broadcast divine power upon the blight winds. Every mortal in Tamriel shall feel the liberating contact with the divine, whatever. Yeah, I feel like this is such a classic for, like, the end of a game like this, where you just get to, like, interrogate the villain and just be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? How about this? How about that? And just like, before we fight, here, let me just talk. Let's just chat for a while. Why are you building a Kulikon? First, it will be the champion of my armies, liberating first Vardenfell, then Morrowind, and then the rest of Tamriel. Will serve as a sower and cultivator of the divine substance derived from the heart. 3, it will serve as the prominent banner and symbol of our cause. To defy the Empire, to liberate mortals from the ancient superstitions. Glorify our crusade against the gods. I mean, I guess we really have no, like, I don't know. Like, I guess on principle, being an empire is bad. But, like, have the Empire demonstrably done anything bad? Like, probably if I did more side quests, we would see them, like, fucking with things in the background. But they seem pretty hands-off as far as the ruling of Vardenfell goes. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Listen, I'm just saying, like, have the Empire done anything bad in this entire playthrough? I can't think of anything. They seem to just be like, sure, we're in charge and we're gonna have our forts and stuff, but, you know, the great houses can stay in power. The tribes can continue being the tribes. Like, they didn't seem to actually do anything other than just be here. How do you justify your crimes? So, like, I get that Dagothar is doing some anti-imperialism, but I don't know. I feel like probably starting a whole ass war is a bad idea. You mean the inevitable suffering and destruction caused by war? Then I accept the burden of leadership. The 6th house cannot be restored without war. And it's not like he has, like, good intentions here. His intentions are, like, 6th house good. He's not, like, he's not cool. Very well, then. Alright. Wait, he said I got to hit first. I'm bopping him. Oh, he's damaging me. Hang on. First of all, Sujama. Sujama boosts my strength to 131 at the expense of all of my other stats. Intelligence down to 0. Damn, I love Sujama. Ah, I died anyway. I thought I could tank that with healing potions. Well, load screen. I thought we were going to be severing the heart, though. I don't know why we're just fighting in this room. Like, is this even a significant room? This is not the heart chamber. I mean, I don't have to talk to him. I can just beat him up. Where's my Sujama? Bam. Restore strength. Let's even adrenaline rush. Luck of the Emperor. Oh, that's the lucky penny that guy gave me. Alright, right now my stats are insane. And it's time to go. Yeah, he never stood a chance. He never stood a chance. Goodbye, Dagothar. Look at my jump right now. I'm very springy. Heart ring. Don't mind if I do. What ring am I currently using? Moon and Star is my current ring. I don't know about replacing Moon. I feel like thematically, replacing Moon and Star with, like, a ring that I found sketchy on the floor next to Dagothar is like, this thing's probably cursed, but it doesn't say so, so I think we're fine. Alright, Akula Khan's chamber. He's back.
What a fool you are.
What a fool.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. How could you be so naive? There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. Come, lay down your weapons. It is not too late for my mercy.
That's, I've heard that before. That's a classic Morrowind moment when he says that. Look how crazy I am with Adrenaline Rush. Literally just like ridiculous Quake Engine B-hopping. Oh, my buffs are all going away though. Okay, exclusive restore health. Alright, this is the heart. This is the heart. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Once with Sunder. Where are you, Sunder? Bam. And then... Where's Keening? Bam. Multiple times with Keening. We're destroying the heart. Let's go. Grunt, grunt, grunt. Oh, it's like trying to kill me or something. I'm not dead yet. Wait, the heart's dead. We got it. Now we can kill Dagothar. The game is lagging so hard, it was hard to even tell what was happening there. But I think I destroyed the heart of Lorkhan. Wait, now what? Oh, that whole thing was a Kulikon. I didn't realize. I thought this was like a pod and he was in there. That was his spine. I found the heart of Lurkon. I struck it with Sunder, then struck it again and again with Keening until the enchantment was destroyed. Severed from the sustaining power of the heart, Dagothur was destroyed. But I had to flee for my life. Okay, I guess I'll flee for my life then. Doesn't seem that serious in here, but if you insist. I mean, this is bottom of the dungeon. And there's just this thingy. Hang on, where are my pants? Travel-stained pants. Maybe this is like an exit? Is the elevator out of here? Nah, this is nothing. This is all nothing. I think I just leave. I think I'm just leaving now. He was building like a mech down here though. Kinda curious. Kind of a long walk out of here. Can I rest? No. There are enemies nearby. Apparently. Oh, well, that's closed. How do I get out of here? Oh, here we go. This is how you get out of here. Gotta crank it. That's nothing. Kind of a weirdly short final dungeon. Like, I expected more.
You no longer bear the burden of prophecy. You have achieved your destiny. You are free. The doomed Duima's folly, Lord Dagoth's temptation.
It was Dagoth the whole time? I was saying it wrong for 31 hours.
Fulfilled. All fate sealed and sins redeemed. If you have pity, mourn the lost, but let the weeping cease. The blight is gone, and the sun's golden honey gilds the land. Hail, Savior, Hortator, and Nerevarine. Your people look to you for protection. Monster and villains, great and small, still threaten the people of Vardenfell. Enemies and evils abound, yet indomitable will might rid Morrowind of all its ills. For you, our thanks and blessing, our gift and token given. Come, take this thing from the hand of God.
Alright, I'm taking a thing from the hand of God. What do we got here? It's... Ring of Azura. It doesn't even look that good. Night Eye, 20 points on self. Restore Fatigue, 3 points on self. Cool. So wait. Is that just it? Does it, like... That kind of seemed like that's it. Are they gonna roll credits if I leave? Or are we just done here? Because it's not gonna like the game, I get it that they're like that ending narration was like, you have beaten the game, but you may now continue to do all of the side quests, like that's what she was saying in normal people speak. Let me get out of here. How do I get out of here? Yeah. It's not so spooky out here anymore now that Dagoth Ur isn't like cursing the mountain. It's just kind of normal out here now. I guess that's it then. I guess they're not gonna play credits at the end of the game though. So I think that's GG. I'm gonna stop the timer. Technically we did do it in under 31 hours. I just didn't know. I think that's GG. I could go do the DLC or 100 different side quests or all of that, but I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Is that a thing under the skin? I'll do it if it's a thing. If that's like a proper, like, you're done. No, but it's good roleplay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, credits are on the main menu. Credits. There. Now we're done. Executive producer, Todd Howard. The Todd himself. Yeah, game worked on by 6 people, alright. Original music composed and produced by Jeremy Soule, www.jeremysoule.com. He put his URL, he put his website in the credits. Whoever did the, Wow. I've heard of the name Guy before. I think that is the first person I've ever seen named Dude. That guy's name is Dude Walker. Cappy the Parrot in the special thanks as well. Regis Philbin in the special thanks. Everyone from the forums and fan sites. Regis Philbin was in the special thanks for this game. I mean, this is 2002, so this was peak Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think. When was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Hang on. Host presented by personnel. Okay, no. Wait. The original network version was hosted by Regis Philbin, of course. Who... I need like a timeline summary. Yeah, the original American version premiered on ABC in 1999, hosted by Regis Philbin. And the regular series ran until 2002. Yeah, so you know. So there you go. Maybe they were just giant Who Wants to Be a Millionaire fans in the office. The timeline is correct. Oh, that's cursed. On January 8th, 2020, 7 months after the cancellation, ABC renewed the show for a 20th anniversary season hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. Ooh. Anyway, that was Morrowind. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, I guess. I have to click a bunch of buttons. Hang on. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So, that was The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Xbox thing, game number 100. Beaten in 31 hours and 9 seconds, technically slightly less, but I'm not gonna bother changing it. Did this game have sewers? You bet your ass it did. There were sewers under Vivek. There were sewers. We had to go there to find that one NPC that I spent like half an hour looking for, and no one knew where they were. And there was like one guy downstairs who was like, "Ah, yes, they're in the sewers," and like everybody else just pointed me to nothing. It was awful. So we went into some sewers. So, how was that? How was The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind? So, like, a lot of times for these reviews, the game doesn't really warrant a super long review. Like, I'll just write, like, the gameplay was cool, but I hated that final boss, though. 3 out of 5. Like, I'll just do that. But this game, for a game that's as long as this, obviously you start to generate thoughts about it the longer you play it. And especially, like, a lot of those short review games are, like, games where I've played the same game a million times. Like, we're playing, you know, some DreamWorks shit, and it's like, I've played this same exact gameplay formula 50 times. Like, there's nothing interesting here, but this is a very interesting game. So I feel like this deserves a much longer review. So let's break it down. We'll do pros and cons. So I have to untangle how I feel about it as well. Like, to be honest, I don't have a number in mind right now. I have to think about what I think about this game, because it's not so obvious. So let's break it down. What is good about Morrowind? I think the number one thing that's good about Morrowind is, like, the sense of immersion and the feeling of adventure that they build up. Like, pretty much everything in the game is, like, working constructively towards that. Like, first of all, the fact it's in first person. I know there's a third person option, but who does that? Nobody. Like, Elder Scrolls are first person RPGs, and I think that's the start. But then just like first of all, the fact that there's no quest markers and no, like quest, like everything is kept in your journal where it's just kind of like writing things consecutively, and it's written in like as if you would actually write in your journal style. It's not like a lot of games, and I think Elder Scrolls will go down this route in future entries, where like most games will have like, here's your active quest list, and then it's like, yes, here's quest, helping out Caius. Caius wants you to go to the cave. Go to this cave and recover him 3x whatever weeds, and then you go to the cave and it's got like, you can press A to mark it on your map and like that shit. Like this game does none of that. This game does absolutely none of that. It's straight up like you talk to the dude, he tells you to go there, he straight up gives you directions for how to get there on foot, turn left at the second intersection, it's by a big tree. Like they tell you stuff like that, and then you just like keep that in mind and you go and you do that, and it just makes it feel so much more like it's your like real adventure that you're doing, and so much less like you're just doing stuff on a checklist. So I think that that's actually really good. Just the fact that you have to walk everywhere in general, it's sort of a pro and a con, but there is a lot of fast travel options in this game too, but there's also a lot of walking, There's something to be said for how that helps with the feeling of immersion, rather than like if you could just teleport pretty much anywhere, then you wouldn't really feel that same connection with the world. I think that the soundtrack was a pro and a con. I think that the songs that were in the game, like there are some incredible bangers, but they were not used in the best way. Like the soundtrack had absolutely no relation to what was happening on screen. It would kind of just like play the big epic song when you're just like walking around somewhere in town, or like just standing in a guy's house or in a dungeon or anything. Like it just, I think that the songs were good, but they needed to be used better. Like maybe there should have been specific music that plays when you're in dungeons, or specific music for different regions of the map, things like that, rather than just it's the same song and they just sort of play in a loop. And there's only like a couple songs, so you hear that same song so many times. This game had a lot of quests that were basically just about finding the right NPCs to talk to, which I have mixed feelings on. I think that sometimes that was good. But sometimes I had too hard of a time finding the NPC and it got old. And that's just gonna happen inevitably to any player, I feel like. Like, you could just call it a skill issue on my end, where it's like, you should have just found that person faster, skill issue. But like, I don't know, man. Like, some of those NPCs were like kinda hard to find. And I would just be walking around in Vivec for like a very long time, talking to everybody, trying to find this dude. And it would just get kind of irritating. And I feel like that has to be a common player experience. That can't have just been me. Like maybe in those cases, like they should have had more people who knew where to go. Like I'm just thinking about it. Like this all comes back to Shenmue for me, of course. Everything does. But something I like about Shenmue 2 over Shenmue 1 is that in the first game, usually when you have to talk to find out some information or something, there's like one NPC who knows the right information, and everyone else will just be like, I don't know. And then Ryo will go, oh, thank you. But then like Shenmue 2 has it so that there's tons of NPCs who can point you in the right direction. Everybody will point you somewhere and it'll all kind of eventually lead to the right place. And this game sort of is more of the Shenmue 1 approach at times, where like, you'll just be like, I'm trying to find that person in the sewers, and literally nobody in Vivec knows where they are except this one person who themselves took me forever to find, just accidentally, and then they pointed me in the right direction. But it's like, couldn't there have been multiple people who are like couldn't you have had NPCs that are like, I don't know, but I think this person knows, and you can find them here, like some kind of like that, everyone gives you a little bit, it just gives you a little bit more help towards finding people instead of just like truly wandering aimlessly. I'll say as well, the mid-game section of the main story quest, when we were becoming the Hortator of the Three Great Houses, that was sort of repetitive. I think that the tribes were good. The tribes were good. You know, there was the one tribe where we had to just kill all of the Gulakans. It was just like, this will not... you know, you need to kill all of the Gulakans because they will never accept you. And it's just like, all right, I guess we're doing that. Then there's the other two tribes where we had to sort of help them out in different ways. But the Great Houses, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to think to what they even were. The Redoran house was literally just recovering that guy's son, which I feel like I got really lucky finding that dude's son. I don't know how that worked in my favor. I feel like there are many alternate universe Tapiokas who are still like banging their head against the wall on that quest line to this day. I don't know how I found that. I'm really lucky. But the Redoran house basically was just like a quick thing you did and then everybody else would roll over. I think that one was fine. But the Halalu and the Telvanni houses were just like, I don't know. It was a lot of just like finding the counselors who are just all spread into obscure corners of the map and then paying them bribes and then they're cool with it. Like, it was just not that, it was just like, I thought that was a little bit repetitive, and that was as well like a solid 6 to 7 hour chunk of the game where I basically didn't do any dungeons or anything like that. It was like just walking around and talking to people, and by that point I was like, God, please give me some kind of quest to go do a thing. I'm desperate. I think the writing in this game was very good though, overall. You know, call me a weenie for expressing opinions, positive opinions on the internet. But I think the writing in this game was really strong. I think it had like a really good, like when you're dealing with the prophecies and stuff, I think it all had like a really good, like, folklore, you know, prophetic vibe to it, where it felt right. It felt like authentic. The lore felt authentically like a real world. You know, it's not also cut and dry as far as like, you know, here are the factions. These are the good guys. They believe in this. Those are the bad guys. They believe in that. It's a little bit more, you know, there's a lot of history to the world that all is like plausible and seems like it would be the real history of a world, and the sort of political situation on the ground is complex in an interesting way, you know, down to like differing accounts of what happened in these past events that you run into. I didn't really bother reading most of the optional books, but I feel like if you really wanted to dig into it, those books probably have like an incredibly deep well of lore as far as like learning more and more about the world. I don't know. I think that the whole like there are the tribes and then there are the houses and the Imperial. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting. I just liked it. I liked becoming the Nerevar as well. I feel like that was cool. I sound so stupid right now. It was cool, dude. That's how deep my analysis goes off the top of my head. But I don't know. I think the whole Nerevarine prophecy thing had a really good, like, properly prophetic energy to it. When you finally get there, like, especially because you have to do so much, by the time you finally get there, you feel like you've earned it. Kind of reminds me of like the 12 labors of Hercules and those sorts of stories, you know. It sort of fits in. As far as the gameplay goes, as far as like the mechanics, because that's sort of something that I haven't really mentioned, the mechanics I don't know how to feel about, because like I think this is sort of my biggest problem that I had for probably like the first half of the playthrough to a bit more than half even. This game clearly has a ton of different ways to play it. You know, this game has like 40 different skills in it, and I think that a lot of builds could conceivably work. You know, there's so many different ways to break it, which, like, based on some of the items they give you, you're not even necessarily breaking anything. It's almost like they intend for you to be able to build up crazy stats and then just like become the Avatar and just fly everywhere and do all kinds of crazy shit. Like, they definitely intend for you to be able to like exploit the systems to do crazy things. which I respect the hell out of. But I think my issue with all of this is that I couldn't help but feel like for the pretty much most of the runtime of the game, I didn't know what I was doing and felt like I was doing it wrong. Like, I got through the game just fine, but I did literally just buy a cheap dagger in the first town and then use it for pretty much the entire duration of the game. Like, I never got a better weapon. I was using the iron wakizashi until I found that other thing, which, like, I forget where I found that, but I found that probably like 25 hours into the playthrough. And then, of course, right at the end, we get Keening. But I was just using the iron wakizashi for like the whole game, and I was like, this is so fucked. Like, there's no way that I'm supposed to still be using this. Like, 99% of players would have gotten a better weapon at this point, and yet I'm still using this. And I think it's because there's such a breadth of stuff as far as like all of the side quests, all of the houses that all have things in them. Like, everybody's got locked chests. There's like 1 million random dungeons scattered throughout the world that all just have stuff in them. And it's like, I bet that if you're a knowledgeable Morrowind player, you know that one of these doors happens to have a really great early game weapon you can just grab behind it, but I don't know which door that is. And like with all of the stats, I was like, am I building myself correctly? Like, in the end, I think I went for like a really standard, like, normie build that works, where you just invest in strength and melee, and then you just punch people to death. Or I guess you don't punch, you use a sword, but you know what I mean. But there are so many mechanics that I didn't really interact with. Like, I pretty much never used spells. There's the whole spell making system, there's the whole alchemy system for making potions, and I never did any of that. And it's just like, am I doing this wrong? You know, like, am I gonna get to the end of the game and have people making fun of me, like when I'm playing Morrowind, or like when I was playing Wind Waker and I refused to use the counter attacks for the whole playthrough? Like, is that gonna happen? Am I gonna find out at the end of this that I was like doing it very wrong, and Morrowind fans were laughing at me the whole time? And it's not that I'm concerned about judgment like that or anything. Clearly, I've given up long ago on being concerned about that. But, you know, things like that make me feel like I'm not having as much fun as I could, because I just feel like I'm doing it wrong. And I do not like that feeling, and I feel like that feeling is just sort of baked into the game, unless you're the kind of player who truly does not care. And I don't know. It was just kind of bugging me the whole time. But I'm not really bothered about, like, I know a lot of people who play this game, who, like, go back to it, are like, I don't like the combat, you know, but I thought the combat was fine. You know, you swing at them and you roll for a hit percent, and then you roll for a damage. I thought that felt completely natural. I was unbothered by it, but I know a lot of people are bothered by that. Maybe it's my RuneScape brain, because that's doing RuneScape, so I'm just used to it. So, having said all of that, I've written nothing down. How do I feel about this game in summary? This game has an excellent sense of immersion and adventure. Great writing. I can see how, well, what do I feel about the gameplay? How do I write that? You know, the options for how to play the game, which made me feel like I was doing it wrong. But all of that being said, I feel like I can definitely see why this game has ride or die fans, you know? I now understand the Hydromedias of the world in a way that I didn't before, where it's like, yeah, if you're the kind of person who's down with this type of thing, like, I didn't even engage with the side stuff, but if you're down to engage with the side stuff, and you're down to, like, play all the systems, do multiple playthroughs, this, that, and the other thing, I can see why this game is like a solid one of the best games of all time contenders. I see that. For me though, I think I'm going to give it a 4. I think it's a 4. And like, I don't know, part of my feelings are that like, it's hard to disentangle these. It's hard to disentangle how much I like the game from how much I like streaming it, because I do think that streaming it was a great experience. You know, fans in the chat were very reasonable as far as like only backseating a little, mostly just when I ask. I feel like we had the right balance going on there. People sharing interesting things about the game, but also just having a good time with it. So I had a great time streaming it. And that always influences the review numbers a bit, I feel like. But there you go. I was nervous about this one going in because I didn't know if I was gonna like it at all, but that was a good time. I will say, I gave this a 4. I'm definitely never playing this again. This is such like a, I don't know. There are people out there who will be like, yeah, this game is super chill. You just walk around and talk to people. But to me, with all of the numbers, I'm like, oh my god. You know, I'm glad that there's value in multiple playthroughs for people who are into that kind of thing. But I'm never touching this again in my life. Like, good.